So I picked up 2 transmissions the other day. Still debating which one I'm going to use. I have to do a little bit more research. They're both filthy, but I'm going to clean them up now. We don't have any degreaser, so I'm just going to get it off with a wire wheel. A hell of a lot better already. It's cleaning up really well. Good. Got the bare metal right here. This is all the crud and crap that we've gotten off so far. Just started on the rear, but this is where we started out. Just terrible. So, bare metal. That's what we started out looking like. Bare metal again. All right, so we're down to this bare metal. Still got a little bit of grease. I do have some degreaser now, so I'm going to use that to get the finishing off. But all the chunky stuff is gone. Moving on to the next side. So spin this around and make this look just as new. Got the grease coming off, cleaning up pretty nicely. Apparently this thing used to be orange. Wipe as much of this off as we can. I mean, that's looking good. All right, so we're about an hour into the degreasing process and removing it with the wire wheel before we use the actual degreaser to get the last coat off. The bell housing is looking absolutely great. Got down to the bare metal in some spots. We have some of the original paint underneath. That's looking awesome. The transmission looks phenomenal. Do need to get a few areas. We're gonna have to switch to a different wire wheel that's more accessible in these tight spaces. But other than that, it's going really smoothly. Grease everywhere, so I did move outside to try and avoid getting my floor destroyed. And we're gonna keep at it. All right, so I'm about to use some degreaser and get the rest of the grease and oil off of the bell housing and the transmission. And after that, we should be good to spray them and get them back and ready to put in the car. You can actually see some of the oil just running off this side now, so that's good. Let's top this with a little more. We'll wipe it down. We use the dirty cloth first because, or the cleaner side of the dirty cloth at least. Get as much of this off as possible. want to get the chunkier pieces of the grease out first using this before we switch to a cleaner cloth and make that just as dirty. I don't need to be spreading grease around while I'm trying to remove it. That would just make no damn sense. So of the two transmissions that I have, they're both 3-speed overdrive transmissions. From my understanding, each gear basically is 2 gears in one. I'm not sure how it works. The guy who explained it to me seemed to know a lot about it, so I'm not going to question him. If you know about it and think that that's wrong or know that's wrong, tell me in the comments below. I'm actually pretty curious about it. But I am going to stick to the T86 transmission. The T85, from my understanding, is a bit of a beefier transmission that's able to handle a lot more horsepower than the T86. I'm just building a cruise night car. I just need something that will get me from point A to point B without breaking down. I'm not building anything for some crazy power. I'm not looking to drag race it. I'm just looking to have a nice car to cruise around in. I have better cars with much more power to mess around with if I wanted that. So I'm going to save the T85. We'll put that into a future build, and I'm going to run this T86, which is currently about to get sprayed right now. So let's keep to it and get on with this. We're about to throw some paint on the bell housing, give it the first coat. We're going to go with a nice lime green. I'm also going to be painting the transmission the same color, and you'll see why later on when we get to the car color itself. But we're going to use some iron lac for this. This works great as a high heat paint as well. For those who didn't know, this stuff will hold up. And let's get to it. All right, so we started off by throwing some painter's tape over the boot and the fork as well, protecting the inside. And now we're just going to spray the outside of the case. All right, so I've already hit the little corner areas. Just wanted to get some of the creases taken care of. I did tape off all the spots where the bolts go in. I don't want any of the bolts to get jammed up with the paint. And I also taped off the boot as well as the fork on the inside so that those don't get paint on them either. So we're gonna go from here. I'm just gonna move this one back and start spraying. Now, obviously, this is the bell housing. It's not meant to be seen. It probably won't be seen all that often unless I'm jacking the car up. But I know what it looks like, and I think it looks a lot better than it just did. So it's already a big improvement. I like it. We're going to keep going, get the transmission in here, and get that taped up, ready for paint. Big improvement from when we first started. All right, so we just finished painting the transmission and the bell housing, got them matched up, looking really good now. We're just gonna let them sit for a little bit, and then we'll hit them with a nice clear coat. I already did the bell housing. I am gonna do the transmission, probably doing another coat on the bell housing as well, and we'll go from there. But this is looking way better than when we started. Everything was taped off properly, so we're not getting paint anywhere it shouldn't be, and we're gonna be good to go. Get this thing in the car. I'm happy. All right, so a few minutes have gone by. Let this thing sit and seal. And now we're about to hit it with the Airvo Clear Acrylic because it is more flexible than urethane. So let's get to it. So after hitting it with the first clear coat, I waited about 10-15 minutes and then threw on the second coat, and it is looking phenomenal. Has a nice high gloss shine now. It's been sitting for about 10 minutes, so we'll give it another hour or so and we'll come back, take a look at it, see how it's doing. But right now, I think it's great. Time to remove some of this tape and get these pieces out of here. See what this looks like. I think that we did a pretty good job. Very big improvement in the looks factor, at least. For a part that's barely going to be seen being inside the bottom of the car, I mean, it's not like it makes a big difference, but I know what it looks like. It makes me happy, so I'm cool with it. And anyone who doesn't like it, it's not your car. Go to hell. It's looking good now. We'll get these in the car, and hopefully I'll get this car on the road within the next 2 months because I've gotten all the parts now. I have a couple more things I need to order, but once they're here, we should be good to go. Drop a motor in it, get it sprayed, painted, on the road. See you in the next one. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Peace.